What's poppin', Funko nerds, and welcome back to another Funko Pop concept list here on Carbonite Collecting, a branch of the Carbonite Convos podcast and YouTube channel. We can't thank you enough for coming back for another pop list, and we are super excited today to bring you part one of Funko Pop concepts from the Phantom Menace. Alec, are you ready for this list?
Dude, I have been ready for this week for a minute. We have been working with these creators to have these made several weeks now. So I cannot wait to talk about these, man. I'm pumped. But before we jump into that, guys, as always, make sure you smash that like button. I am ready to go, man. Why don't you lead us off?
Yes, sir. But before we get started really quick, I think one thing that's so cool about this list is we actually made this list way back before we actually worked with creators and had the pops made. So this is one of the OG lists that we're going back to because now we have pops made up. But starting off the list at number one, it's not a concept, it's actually a custom. And this was a pop that was actually made by the Barba Custom, and it is a Padawan Obi-Wan. I can't believe that we don't have it yet, but I would buy this in a heartbeat.
Dude, every pop on this list, for the most part, I cannot believe we don't have, including this one, which is a Droideka made by Reviver. I can't believe we don't have one.
Yeah, no, and I think one thing that would be really cool is if there's a chase version of this. I don't know which one will be which, but one without the shield and one with the energy shield. But, you know, next on the list, we have Palpatine and his Mechno chair. This is made by Pop-Up Custom and definitely a really cool, I wouldn't call it a ride per se, but it would definitely be a cool single pop.
Yeah, man. Next up, this is actually one of the most special ones on this list because this pop is actually both a concept and a custom. You can see right here that the concept here is made by the Barba Custom, as well as the physical custom he made of the pop itself, of Qui-Gon wearing the poncho.
Yes, sir. An awesome custom, awesome concept. So I'd like to know which one was made first, but both very cool. Next, we have our ride of one of our rides of the list. We have Maul on his speeder. This is an awesome ride, and it was made by Jay Bavart.
Yeah, man. Next up, another pop made by Reviver. We have the Droid Tc14.
Yep, so this was the droid at the beginning of the movie who brings Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan their refreshments. Next, we have Anakin and his pod racer. This was also made by Jay Bavart, and definitely an awesome one that I'd add to my prequel collection.
Oh, dude, that would be an immediate purchase. Next up, speaking of pod racing, we have Ben Quadrineros, made by Stafford Christian.
Yep, and a dope single pop, a very underrated character. He had like 10 seconds or 10 to 15 seconds of screen time, but they were, definitely a funny 15 seconds. Next up on the list, we have a B-1 battle droid and a Separatist armored assault tank. This was also made by Reviver and definitely another cool pop ride to add to the list.
Yeah, man, absolutely. And to wrap up part one of the list, we have a pop made by Fun.Concepts and Jay Bavart, and this is Obi-Wan versus Darth Maul. And I think this one is so cool, knowing that we now have this three-piece Maul, Kenobi, and Qui-Gon fight coming out, but still a super dope concept and an immediate purchase of mine as well.
Definitely. Well, guys, that was the last on the list, so we can't thank you enough for tuning in to the Phantom Menace list part one. Next week, we're going to have part two, but it's going to be all of these pops, including all of the new ones. So definitely come back for that. But until next time, guys, make sure to keep it popping.